Hello Mini-Z modifiers. So I found these wheels on AliExpress, LS Studio. They're kind of expensive, but they look very nice. Oh, where are the other ones? Here they are. So they come in different widths, by the way. This is my MA020 with the Subaru body, and you know, these are stock wheels that came with this body. They're fine, but these look a lot cooler. So let's check them out. I'm gonna put on some DSLS LF4s. Yeah, we'll see about those. Oh, by the way, I have a different video. If you see some generic stainless axles and these aluminum cupped diffs, they don't work. Avoid them. They're too wide, so the suspension won't work. You probably have a hard time even putting it together. But that's a different video if you want to watch that one. Alright, so come on. So you'll notice there's two little O-rings that keep this thing on. You know what? I'm just going to use scissors. Alright, let me open all these. So quality control is a problem. This second set of wheels had no O-rings. Only one set had O-rings. So that's pretty weak. I mean, they should just give you 5 O-rings anyways. These things are so expensive. So one wheel weighs around 2 grams, if that matters to you. Let's see here. I am now curious how much a stock wheel weighs. At least this particular design of wheel. These OZ Rally wheels. 0.85. So we're talking more than twice the weight to go aluminum. Alright. But I'm not really concerned about that with the drift car. You know, maybe for grip racing it would make a difference if you're like ultra competitive. I started taking these off, but then realized I ordered this thing, a Mini-Z nut driver. If you look at this 0Z, I've never heard of this brand. Again, AliExpress stuff. Let's just see if it works well. Okay, well, you just have the thing there, and then you got just your little finger thing here, and yeah, I guess it works okay. I kind of wish it was a little bit longer, though. I feel like the handle could have been twice as long. When it's this stubby, it actually seems kind of difficult to get your fingers around it. Let's try this side again. Yeah, I mean, if you're going for the most compact things, but you have to do like 3 or 4 revolutions to get one of these nuts off, so I feel like it'd be better if the handle was longer. But it is made of aluminum. It's anodized red. Yeah, see, this is a real pain. So sadly, this is another waste of money. I'm never going to use this again. It's cute and all that, but functionally, it's not very good. Alright, so I'll never use those hex nuts again because this has its own type of fastening device. Well, let's just take a close look at this wheel here. So we have a LS Studio, and then, I don't know, some arrows. But you have these really fine perimeter bolt details CNC'd in there. I can't even tell with my own eyes, so I gotta zoom in with the camera here. I don't know if, I think those are just milled out. I don't know. Well, it's hard to say. Is that, yeah, that's a recess, what I'm touching there. So I don't know if this is a 2-piece wheel. No, it is not. So apparently the whole wheel was anodized as gold first. You know, CNC'd anodized gold, and then they had a second process and removed, you know, this layer and then all those little things. The LS Studio's laser rastered, I'd imagine. So it's really cool, a 2-tone wheel with a nice chrome lip, or really raw aluminum lip. Alright, well, let's put these things on. These are the narrow wheels I ordered. Let's make sure these, I guess this is the only way to go on, but why is that so difficult? Let me try holding it on the table like this. Yeah, these LF racing wheels don't want to go on. So that's the problem. Let's try these wheels. I think these are Atomic Racing tires. Tires, my bad, not wheels. Yeah, I have an A written inside. Okay, Atomic Racing will go on. But for some reason, the way DS Racing, look at the inside of this tire. I don't know why there's like a couple ridges going on in there, but for some reason it's not very good. Alright, that's fully seated. And then now let's look at the inside of that Atomic again. The Atomic is just, you know, one ledge to catch the wheel, and then the rest is just smooth. So really strange, DS Racing. Why are you doing that? So let's see. I have to get that one extra snap. Now I'm a little curious. I'm going to put these on these Kyosho wheels and let's see if they fit. Okay, they go no problem onto the Kyosho wheels. So that's really interesting. I'll do a they're definitely tight. Okay. Alright, well, it's a nice positive snapping sound you hear. So, pop that on there. Find the drive shaft, what's going on? There we go. So now, I assume this O-ring, you know what, maybe it's not even necessary to have the O-ring. All it does, I think, is goes around into this groove. I try to put it on, though, and show you. See, it just goes on the groove. It has nothing to do with the actual performance of holding this nut on. It's just more of like a tension detail, a detail, but not functional. Oh wait, I could be wrong. Okay, see, I think this nut is supposed to sit in that recessed cavity in the O-ring. It just keeps it from backing out. And actually, you can't use the standard hex driver on these types of things. So I ordered this from the same AliExpress store, and it's a specific tool specifically for these wheels. So those pins. Again, I wish the handle was twice as long so it'd be easier. Okay, so now you see it is in there, and that O-ring is probably helping it, you know, from backing out. So that is pretty neat. Look at that thing. Very cool. Very cool. I'm gonna have to see if I have two other O-rings around this size. Alright, so I'll show you here. These pins. So that just sits in here. Grabs through 3 of the slots. I don't know why it's always so hard to find the axle on these things. There we go. So I guess you should just hold it vertically so you can release your grip and then grip it again. I guess you could theoretically put it on a large screwdriver, or maybe even glue a screwdriver into this. What's weird is this doesn't have like a hex hole, so then you could put it onto a hex driver. But, well, anyways, you gotta have this tool if you want to use these center hubcaps. Alright, so now you can at least see what it looks like on this side. And I think it looks pretty sweet, actually. Let me go find some other O-rings. And the only ones I had are these really thick airsoft valve O-rings. But it seems to work, and it shows through the groove, so I thought I'd put this on and show you after that. So there we go. There we go. So one good thing is there is no way those nuts are going to back out, I think, because the O-rings they're creating a lot of friction. And because they're green, they're kind of funky looking, right? It gives out that little weird detail. Whereas on this side, well, yeah, they're just black. They're basically not noticeable. But actually, I'm now noticing the axle is sticking out more on this side because the O-ring is so much thinner. So these are definitely not the right size O-rings. But whether they, well, you know what? I wonder if they're causing the thing to wobble. Let me get that tool in there and try to tighten that even more. See, the axle isn't sticking up past that gold surface, but on this side it's sticking up on both of them, so that's a little bit concerning. Yeah, all I can do is get the axle to be a little like flush. Maybe it's sticking up a little bit. And now it's really hard to actually get the tool in there because the O-ring is taking up so much space in there. That's really tight now. I feel like it would have been smarter if they had 6 slots instead of 5. Then you'd have a better chance of getting these in. Alright, well, I'm going to leave it at that right now. Let me get the thing spinning. Yeah, so I'm going to have to probably find some better O-rings for this thing. LS Studio, you gotta get your quality control in order. You're charging a lot of money for these 2 wheels. They're like 20 bucks a pair, right? So I spent $40 on your wheels, and you can't even throw in extra O-rings. It probably costs like 1 penny if you buy them in bulk. So that's kind of weak. And then, so you guys viewers, this brand, these DS Racing wheel tires don't really want to fit on this. This little lock nut thing technically works, but both of them, the handles are so short, they don't work very easily. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend buying this if you want something functional. And then really, you don't really have a choice. You have to buy this if you're going to use these LS wheels. I gotta say though, the wheels do look nice. Okay, well, thanks for watching. I'm not going to show any drifting because you're not going to see these wheels when it's drifting. Okay, see you guys. Bye.